Chapter review question number 5. A student is investigating the relationship between the price Y pence of 100 grams of chocolate and percentage X pence of cocoa solids in the chocolate. Let's look at the table. We have the percentage of cocoa in a chocolate and hence its price calculated. If we observe the table, we see that as the percentage of cocoa in chocolate is increased, the price of the chocolate also increases. Moving on, the data obtained are shown in the table. Draw a scatter diagram to represent these data. I have already taken an extract of the scatter diagram just to save time. Let's observe a few values. For example, when the percentage of cocoa is 10%, the price is 35 pence. So this is the data entry. On the x-axis, we have percentage as 10% cocoa, and on the y-axis, we have 35 pence as its cost. Let's look at one more data entry, 70 and 130. So when the percentage of cocoa is 70, the cost of the chocolate is 130 pence, which is this cross. So that was for the scatter diagram. The equation of the regression line of y on x is y is equal to 17 plus 1.54x. Draw the regression line on your diagram. So regression line is just like the line of best fit. And when we draw the line of best fit, we know that we try to place the line in such a way that it can cover maximum number of points, and if at all there are points above or below the line, we have to make sure that there are roughly equal number of points above or below the line. So when we see the line is drawn here, 2 points are above the line and 2 points are below, and the rest are all on the line. Also, we see that the y-intercept is 17, so this could also help us to position our line. So when we extend the line, we see that it has a y-intercept of 17. So that also can help us to position the regression line. Moving on, the student believes that one brand of chocolate is overpriced and uses the regression line to suggest a fair price for this brand. So we need to figure out which brand is overpriced. Looking at the table, we see that for example, the brand C has 30% cocoa and the price is 40. Brand E has 40% cocoa, the price is 60 pence. Whereas brand D has 35% cocoa and its price has shot up to 100 pence, which clearly is not a correct price. So now we know that D is the brand which is overpriced. So we can write here for C the answer, brand D is overpriced. Brand D is overpriced. We need to also suggest a reason. So one reason that we discussed is that the price is much more than what is expected. So the reason is the price is much more than what is expected. Okay, that is one reason. And the other reason is that the data point is far above the regression line. So we see that the data point is far from the regression line. So we can write the data point is far above the regression line. So that answers for part C. Moving on to part D, comment on the validity of students' method for suggesting a fair price. So when we use regression equation, we use it in such a way that we predict y value given any x value. And that's exactly what the student has done. He has used the x value and he has come to the conclusion that the y value is incorrect. So his method is absolutely valid. So we can write the regression line, the regression equation must be used. The regression equation must be used to predict a y value given value of x. So the student has used percentage of cocoa to predict price. The student has used percentage of cocoa to predict price. Hence his method is valid. And that answers for part D.